Hi, it's Judy. Happy Superhero Day! I have a super easy formula and my trusty sidekick Expo marker. First, whether you're working with a whiteboard or any other medium, let's just practice some combinations of eyes, nose, and a mouth. Using just dots, dashes, circles, angle lines, we can come up with a lot of expressive combinations. I'll only be showing you a few because you could really go on to infinity and beyond with these different combinations. Notice how the slightest change can transform the emotion. Also, you can change the age of the face that you are creating. Older people will have a longer face, a longer nose, and if you want to make it look more like a child face, give a longer forehead and not as much space in between the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Practicing these different face parts will give you some fun ideas as you create your superhero. I have a formula that I want to show you to make our superheroes, and I'm going to make a few superheroes. So why don't you watch first and then you'll know what you want to do. For the head, I'll start with a U shape. There are many easy shapes for a nose, and I'll be using a backwards L and almond-shaped eyes. Look how using different lines and shapes lends to a different expression. What expression do you want your superhero to have? My superhero will be flying, and I will use a couple of lines to make the arms go up in the air. I often investigate something to draw it, like I want to draw this fist. So I looked at the shape my thumb would make, and then the way my closed fist would look. And when drawing your own superhero, you are designing their superpowers and their awesome outfit. What superpowers would you like to have? I'm going to use a couple of angled or curved lines to create my legs, like my superhero is flying, and I'll use a U shape to create the feet. Okay, now I'm going to play with the hair and show you some different ideas. Create your hair like it is a shape, rather than all the little lines as separate pieces of hair. Since I am working on a whiteboard, I'm going to play with a couple of hairstyles, showing you different ways to make boy hairstyles and girl hairstyles. And almost every superhero has a cape. Using a wavy line for the bottom of my cape and then adding some lines make my cape feel like it's moving or rippled. Adding some angled lines or dashed lines at my superhero's feet and arms gives some energy and movement. And when concealing one's identity, a mask is very important. Then name your superhero. This is World Peace. Super fun, right? New superhero, same super formula. And, ooh, what's that? Pay attention to where you put your pupils. This superhero is going to have one arm up in the air. And as I look at my fist from the side view, it looks like a spiral. Look at your fist. The other arm is going to be bent, and it looks like an L. Now I'm going to make a line from the end of that arm and angle it so it looks like my superhero is leaping off the ground. I'll use a curved line for my fist, and I'll make a boot using a U shape. I'll use the same tricks to make my cape. After I make a C shape for the ear, I'll start working with some hairstyles. And alas, our superhero wants to conceal her identity. Dun da da da! Saving the day. Uh-oh, what's going on? I've got it. I decide you might see a piece of her other leg, and I draw that too. I decide I want to show the city below. I'm going to start with a rectangular shape. And from the corners, I will draw a straight line down. All of a sudden, it looks like it could be the top of a building. Another easy way is start with a V shape. The rectangular-ish shape and the square-ish shape that I start with for the top of the buildings are not parallelograms, they are not perfect, and that gives some character to my setting. You can use dashes, squares, or lines on the side of your building. Okay, new superhero, same super formula. I'll play with some of those facial expressions that we practiced earlier. I'm using a line to put the arm up in the air again, but I've investigated what my hand would look like in this position. And you'll see that I'm using the same lines and shapes that I did in our previous superhero. As I draw the ground below, I'm going to add another trick into the landscape. I'm going to create a bridge using two curved lines, and the trick with these two curved lines is that they are wider, closer to us, and they are closer together as they go to the other side of the land. I'm going to add a rail or a side to the bridge by adding straight lines, and these straight lines will be longer on the side of the bridge that is closest to us, the right-hand side, and they will get really short as they get to the left-hand side of the bridge, which is further away from us. Then I will make some shapes of buildings, and they'll be smaller because they are on the other side of the bridge. I will also use wavy lines to make more land shapes, and I'll even add a mountain. My trusty Expo marker lends me my superpowers. And our final superhero stance is I've saved the day and it's time for ice cream. Notice I'm using the U shape to start the head, but I'm doing angled lines to have the arms on the waist and an upside down V shape for the legs. As I finish her up with her save the day look, I hope you've had fun making your own superhero. There are endless combinations to what we practiced today. And remember, it doesn't take a superpower to be a superhero. Thank you for joining me today. Be well, be happy, make art.